Good morning, good morning, good morning, all. It is a wonderful, beautiful, overcast day, and it's perfect for me to work on, this pal. I haven't worked on it for like 3 days, but you know that saying, how do you put an elephant in the refrigerator? Or how do you eat an elephant? Or get them out your house? One piece at a time. So we're doing the wood chips one bucket at a time, and I'm gonna work on it this morning because I haven't worked on it like in 3 days. And I will tell you all a little bit more about this whole wood chip business. All right, you all, let's get this show on the road. So I got my Gorilla cart out, and I got some of my 5-gallon buckets that were not in use. I need them buckets too. But I need them more to move things. Now, I tried a few methods for moving this big blob that's in my driveway. And one of them was to shovel the mulch into the Gorilla cart, take it to where it needed to go, and then to dump it. And I found that to be a bit cumbersome immediately. And I found putting things in the 5-gallon buckets was a lot easier. I also used a shovel at first, and I'll shovel things like I'm doing now. But I found that just scooping things into the bucket was a lot faster. Y'all look at all that steam. Y'all see all that steam coming up off that pile? Y'all, that steam is a combination of heat and also some spores. Look how hot that mulch is. So I put some here in the front, and the way that I measured how much I put in each spot, y'all, I just dumped the bucket, and that kind of kept things even, if you know what I mean. So I slowed this down a little bit so you can see. Every time you hit that pile, you're gonna see what looks like steam, but I think it's a combination of steam and just some moldy spores. So, y'all, look at this. Y'all, that's mold, and it almost looks like spider webs. And that's some nasty stuff. So you definitely want to make sure you wear a mask, and you want to double the mask up if you have serious allergies. The first day that I did this, y'all, I didn't put on a mask, and I must have sneezed 253,000 times. After that, I put my mask on, and I was fine. So I haven't had any sneezing attacks after that. So I just make sure I wear the mask even though it is super hot and I don't want to wear it. And I just worked my little booty off, and every day I just came out and did a little bit of this. Oh, I also wanted to say, if I didn't say already, that pitchfork is much better than a shovel. It might not look like it, but trust me, a pitchfork is much better than using a shovel. Okay, y'all, your girl had to call it quits. So I was just getting tired because I was not only putting some of this mulch in front of my house, but also in the back. So I had to tote tons of wood chips to the back. But y'all, look. Oops. I still have I still got a big pile. And although it's the perfect day to do this because it's cloudy outside, I hear the rumble of, I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but the rumble of the pregnant clouds. But it's not supposed to rain today. So we'll see. So I was like, I'm just going to try to do as much as I can before it rains, because once that gets wet, it's going to be heavier to move, and it's already a bit compacted. But I'm going to kind of give you guys an idea of the thickness that I'm putting this down. So I don't know how easy this is for you to see, but it's probably about, yeah, I want to say 8 to 10 inches thick. And you can see from this angle what the pile is looking like. It is quite smaller than it was before because it was all the way to my garage door, and it was all the way down the driveway to about right here, and it was probably like about that high all the way across. So it was a lot. So I kind of measured the thickness by buckets, because I fill the bucket up and I just turn the bucket over and that's it. And then I'll go back and I'll flatten it out, and you can see kind of the different colors, and that's because this is more moist and the rest of this has been down for a few days, and so it's drying out. And as it's drying out as well, it's also going down a bit. And of course y'all already seen this part in the tour and everything, but I put the wood chips down under everything. Y'all, I actually picked up buckets, wood pieces. The only thing that I didn't take up the trellises. I didn't take up the bricks because I wanted the bricks to, if I planted something, it would be connected to soil. So I let the bricks actually there, but this has a little bit of cardboard in there, but it'll break down. And I put the wood chips under everything, and all the way, even in the back, behind here, up under that wood there, up under my garage, and all the way to the back. So I'm going to show you the back. I'm still working on, but I'll show you anyway. And this will also kind of give you an idea how thick I put it on. I only put it on this side right now because I thought that's all I would have enough for. But I think I'm going to have more because this is kind of a work area. And actually, I showed y'all this place. It looks a lot different because there was stuff everywhere. Now there's stuff all, strewn across the back now. But I think I'm going to plant some stuff here because this area right here also gets a fair amount of sun during the day. And so I decided that I'm gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna do it this year or not, because y'all, you have to remember to make your garden manageable. So right now, look at that guy. Did y'all see him? He's running from me. He's already been in my garden. But y'all know what? We're just gonna fight the good fight. So I have stuff all over the place, so I have to organize all this stuff, which is fine. And I'll show you back here real quick. My compost. This is compost from last year, so I haven't dug in it or anything, but it's quite nice. But yeah, all this stuff has to be, I just kind of threw it out the way because I had some help last weekend. And sorry for the turn, but this is what it looks like now. I moved the table, and again, I'm going to plant some stuff back here. It's a lot of room. Y'all, this is like a whole nother garden room. But I'm just going to put down the mulch. Now this part right here, I didn't put too much because of the gate, but I'm going to put some more. But y'all, a lot of water used to collect in here. You can see, y'all, look at that nasty ass sand. And I won't call it nasty, but you know what I mean. So okay, y'all, so I'm kind of taking a break, but done because I can only work on this a little bit, y'all. I am in my 50s, okay? And when my body says it's done, I'm done, son. So I wanted to give a little bit of a backstory on the chip drop. So how I found out about chip drop is being in some Facebook groups. So Bobby had encouraged me to sign or join a Facebook group for people that are gardening in my area, because they give the best tips because they're in your growing zone and in your area. So I did that. So I'm part of the Central Florida gardening group, and in there I heard people talking about the chip drops, and then I started running across the YouTube videos because y'all know the internet's tracking you. Then I started getting videos on the chip drops, and and there's a site, and I'm not affiliated with it or anything. It's called chipdrop.com. So I went on to chipdrop.com, and all you have to do is just put your registration in there. They let you know that what you're gonna get is you're gonna get some chips. It might have like some leaves in it. I had lots of leaves that were alive when I got it, but they're all browned up already. And you're gonna get, you know, pieces of wood, and they'll ask you if you want logs and wood chips, or if you just only want wood chips, or if you only want logs. And and I explained in the last video as well, what Chip Drop does is it's a way for tree cutting companies to offload the trees that they cut down. So they cut the trees down, they chip them up, they get with Chip Drop, and they say, hey, you have anybody that wants these wood chips? Because we're going to have to take it to the dump and we're going to have to pay. But we'll do it for free. We'll take it, if they're in the area, we'll take those chips to somebody and offload it. So that's how Chip Drop works. So you go on their website, you just put your address in, agree to their terms, and then you wait. And you wait, and you wait sometimes. So last year I signed up for Chip Drop, and you can also, it'll also show you a map if they have any tree companies that are in the area that are doing cutting down trees. And at that time last year, there was none in my area, and so I still signed up anyway. And it took them a few months, and they did call me, but I was in the store and I didn't answer the telephone because I didn't hear the phone ring. And then when I got out of the store, I called them back immediately. It was like 15 minutes later, and they said it was too late. They had passed it on to somebody else. And then I didn't get another call last year. But what happened was, I think after a certain amount of time, you're on the list, but your request will expire. So you have to re-up. So I didn't do that for last year because y'all know last winter I dropped the ball. I dropped the hammer, and I didn't do any more wood chips. I didn't do any more gardening, basically. And so this year, I don't know why I wasn't thinking about Chip Drop, but I was actually watching Tommy's homestead, and she was putting down some mulch in her yard, and I was thinking, man, that looks so good with the mulch down and everything. And I've seen other people that have the wood chips in their yard. I love it. And I said to myself, I think I'm gonna start putting down mulch. And I had like one bag of mulch, and I just put one bag of mulch down. And I said I'll just do it a little bit at a time. But y'all see how much mulch I've used? Can you imagine how many bags of mulch I would have had to buy? Ridiculous. So I said, let me just go ahead and make sure, let me see if my request has expired, which it had. And so let me just re-up for it. So I was expecting to have to wait a long time, but y'all, to my surprise, they called me in about 3 days. They said, hey, we have somebody in your area. Do you still want this? And I said, yes. And so I got several messages from the tree company. They said they were like, first the lady said they're like 10 minutes away from you, but that didn't happen. But the tree cutting company called me, and they were like, hey, we're in the area, and we have this much. They told me how many yards, which I did not remember. It might have been like 150 square feet of wood chips, and they were like, do you want it? And I was like, yeah. They sent me several messages. They like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure, because I don't know how much that is. I think it was like 150. I have to check my messages because it might be in there, and I'll put it in the video if I can find it. And so they came with a big truck, and I was like, oh, that truck's not that bad. And then when he dumped it off, see. It was a lot of wood chips. So I will say at first, the anxiety kind of kicked in a little bit because I was like, oh, shit. I'm just going to say, oh, shit. I got a lot of stuff to move, and I had to go into thinking mode because all this happened so quickly. I didn't really know like how I was gonna move this stuff, or I know I had my gorilla cart down. If that could fit in a big gorilla cart and I could pull it, that would be wonderful. So once I got it, I kind of mentally decided where I was gonna put stuff. I actually put some where I hadn't really intended to, and I have a lot left. And I actually had some neighbors that were like, are you gonna use all that? And me being the greedy ass that I am, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna use all of it. But now I'm not so sure. I think I can use all of it. I'll just put whatever I don't use aesthetically, I'll be putting in my backyard. So, because I did have like some, landscaping fabric down, but it's been years and years, probably like almost 10 years since I put that down. So, stuff is popping up back there. So I'll just put that back there as well until I run out. And I don't have that much grass showing it. I'm okay with that. So my experience with chip drop was very good. Like I said, I went on the list. I got it pretty quickly, which didn't happen last year. They did give me a lot. The guy asked me where I wanted to put it. I actually gave the guy a tip. He didn't even want to take it. He was like, you're saving the company money. You don't have to give me this. And I was like, look, here you go. You do something with it. And it was a small tip, nothing too big. Because, sometimes you just have to sow into other people's lives and you'll be okay. And so a lot of people also said that they got like a lot of trash in there. Y'all so far, I probably pulled out 3 little pieces of trash out of my chips. I pulled out one piece of wood that you could officially call like a very small log. It does have like a lot of sticks in it, and that's what kind of hinders the whole process. And when it comes, it's very fresh, so you'll want to wear a mask. Y'all, my mask is like, ugh, look at that. I need a new mask. Just from breathing and sweating and stuff on, I didn't even notice that. Ugh, it's gross. I have to throw this away, but I have some more masks. You'll definitely want to wear a mask because as it says here, it is composting, and it is very hot and very moldy to the parts that are not like on the surface. So what you're seeing where the brown is kind of dried out, that's not in the center. And I tried to show you a little bit where the spores and it almost looks like spider webs. There's so much mold in there. So you really want to wear a mask with this stuff, and wear your glasses too. But it's hard to wear the glasses and the mask because my glasses kept fogging up and it was getting on my nerves. Slim Shady. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to stop and because that's how it is when you live like right at the T intersection. You get all the cars that have all the music. Okay, mostly rap, that is. Never hear nothing else, just rap. Anyway, so that's kind of the backstory on the chip drop. And I'll show you all when I finally do get finished, but I wanted to go ahead and share that because I hadn't really shared the story about the whole chip drop thing. And the pros for me is that it was free, number one. It's just dropped off to me. I didn't have to come and pick it up. Now I don't have to worry about all those spots where the water collects when it rains, and then I'm always tracking mud all over the place. So no more tracking mud. So that's nice. Another pro is that it looks really nice. It's gonna compost down, so I laid it on pretty thick. I don't know how much of a weed barrier it's gonna be. In the garden, I put mostly all cardboard, but in other parts, I was like, I'm done putting cardboard down. And also someone in the group told me if you lay it on thick, you don't need cardboard. But I don't know how much I believe that, but that's okay. Because I got tired of putting down cardboard. You do what you can, okay? You do what you can. So that's a pro. And now the con is you got to move all that shit. It's a lot of wood chips, and I've been working on this big pile for about a week and a half now, and I don't know when I'm gonna get finished, and I'm not even gonna say because I'm just taking my time, y'all. I just do a little every day, even if I only do like 3 scoops a day. I do a little, and my neighbors have noticed. I was like, man, I'm sorry I have all this stuff, and they're like, you've been working that pile off. And I have, because it was pretty deep, I would have to say. And you know, it just looks really pretty, but it's not really too many cons to this, except for it's a lot to move. If you can get somebody to help you, which I had on a few days, somebody helped me, but I didn't get it expecting anyone to help me. I don't have like a lot of friends and stuff in the area to come and help me scoop this stuff up. All my friends stay out of state, so everybody, they would help me if they could. Plus, all my friends are old people. They're old like me. I need young people to come out here. Y'all, the sun's coming out now. It's supposed to be cloudy. I see the sun. See my face? See that glisteningness there? All right, I'm gonna wrap this up because as usual, this video is too long. You know what? It's not too. I'm not gonna apologize. Y'all, I like my long videos. I like watching long videos too. Because you know, when videos are too short, sometimes I don't want to watch them. If your video is like 1 minute long, I'm gonna pass because I feel like it's a waste of time. I want to watch something with some substance, so I'm sorry. I'm being judgy to the people that don't post long videos like myself. I'm sorry. I apologize. But that's just how I am. I like long videos. Anyway, so I am going to call it quits on this. I might come out and actually do some gardening, which I have not done. I've just been kind of maintaining things, make sure the aphids aren't eating the garden up, and also pulling up a few weeds and scaring off the stupid squirrel, which I'm trying to live in harmony with, but he's making it hard for me. All right, you all, so that's it. So thanks for joining me, and y'all sign up for Chip Drop if you want something like this, and if you have some help, it's even better, but you can take your time to move that stuff. All right, so messing up my outro. All right, you all, I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye.